Alright, welcome to ESEAnews.com's special match of the week between Need Sponsor, formerly known as Back-to-Back Gaming, and Ultimax Gaming. Bit of a late start, we're still waiting to go live. It looked like one of the teams was finishing practicing. Also, there will be no ESEA broadcast app tonight. It looks like there's going to be a bit of an update that needs to be distributed, so we'll be looking at that classic/ugly CS, and I'll be using tab a whole bunch because we won't be able to see who I'm actually spectating. So sorry for that. Anyway, the match tonight will be taking place on DE Mirage. As you can see, let's take a look at the teams. Tonight, we're going to be looking at Need Sponsor, again, formerly known as Back-to-Back Gaming, with an undefeated record currently of 14-0. Roster rundown real quick. We got Nothing, Semphis, Escares, and Swag, along with Chemsky filling in for, I believe, Eliant. Fun to see him play tonight. And for Ultimax Gaming, Ultimax currently has a record of 12-3 with the roster of Flowsick, Steno, Kiko, Sobo, and Paulie's going to be joining us tonight. Paulie's been having a couple of technical problems, also been having some personal things he's needed to tend to. UMX has used Cutler in the past for a couple of matches where Paulie had to sit. But Paulie will be joining us tonight. For Need Sponsor, a couple of players, or excuse me, all the players on Need Sponsor made it a personal choice to leave the Back-to-Back Gaming organization. If you'd like more details on that, please check out ESEAnews.com for a detailed article covering exactly what happened. Need Sponsor has used the same roster all season, except for one match they used Chemsky, other than tonight's match. They used Chemsky instead of Nothing. They still won that match, obviously, since they're undefeated. And Need Sponsor also took HRG on Mirage last night with a final score of 16-13, so they're definitely feeling the map. HRG definitely put up a couple more rounds than I was expecting from them against an undefeated team. But we will see Need Sponsor starting the first half on CT side, with UMX starting on T side. I'm going to start here with UMX, trying to see what they want to do for the aggressive side of DE Mirage against the undefeated Need Sponsor team. Appears as though they're going to be setting up for a little bit of an A split. Need Sponsor doing an early push down the T middle area of A ramp. Chemsky able to trade onto, or excuse me, capitalize onto Paulie for the first frag of the match. As UMX fallbacks and sees what they want to do. Need Sponsor still pushed up all the way down A ramp, able to get a lot of information on what's going on either side of the map just by pushing that one area. Very smart to do pistol, but very risky to go that close range against Glocks. They also seem to have the middle area cleared out fairly well, so can definitely get a better sense of what's going on. UMX making their way out into the A bomb site. Steno with an early nade frag. Kiko onto Semphis. They are in the A bomb site, however, they are being challenged by Swag and other members of Need Sponsor in the connector and spawn sites, but they will be smoking CT spawn a little bit to at least get the bomb down. Let's see what's going on here. Early on 3 versus 2 for Need Sponsor. Chemsky getting a big 3-kill round. The backup for Need Sponsor coming up strong on the first early round, claiming CT side pistol.
Counter-terrorists win.
Pistol round is not something UMX wanted to lose going into the match against undefeated Need Sponsor. They definitely wanted to try to set some sort of money foundation for themselves early on in the game. They will be facing a couple of Colts, I'm sure, from Moss or two. And it looks like UMX will be buying a couple of AKs and Deagles. Now, this can be a huge risk and could pay off big and could hurt them big in the long run. And we're going to have to see how that pans out. Spending their money early on after losing pistol is so detrimental to their success if they lose. Semphis getting the early pick onto Paulie. That's the second time Paulie's died early on in just the first 2 rounds of the match. He is the most aggressive player, especially the point man and main rifler for UMX, no doubt. Tough to see him going down so early. And Semphis getting the follow-up frag onto Bazooka Strapped, who is Sobo. not some new pickup. And it's not looking good for UMX right here with this force by Kiko, at least able to pick up a nice little deagle headshot onto Swag. But not looking too hot for UMX. Flowsync following up with that Colt frag into the connector, and there were still 3 members of Need Sponsor left. They were UMX was only able to get 2 frags that round. Now their money is just hurt significantly. They're absolutely going to have to save this round. Best case scenario, what they can do for themselves this round is to get the bomb down, but very difficult against what's going to be a full buy from Need Sponsor. So the score is already going to be a quick 2-0 Need Sponsor. Again, back-to-back gaming, 14-0. This should be a real awesome match as a whole. Need Sponsors holding the current number 1 seed with their undefeated record, and UMX is holding seed number 2. Going to be a quick eco round here for Need Sponsor. As they hold on to all of their guns. Going to be interested to see if UMX is going to force buy here. They are going to be buying themselves AKs. Let's go ahead and stick with the bomb. Now this is a big match for both teams. If UMX is able to pull off this win tonight, they'll shut down Need Sponsor's current undefeated record and would bring some serious bragging rights into the ESEA LAN, which will take place in Dallas, Texas at the end of the month. Again, I'd like to apologize. I'm going to have to cast this match solo tonight, so you'll only be hearing my second voice. Kiko getting the opening pick onto Sean Gares. Exactly what UMX needed, a little bit of hope and hopefully some momentum to follow throughout the rest of the round. As it looks like they're doing a little bit of a B-Hall to mid crunch, trying to feel out the B-Halls, then making their way back towards mid. We've seen a lot of teams been doing this, trying to scout out underneath the window room, but there's an excellent box position from a CT. Semphis is going to be defending the boost, who will get a kill before being traded by Pauly. Steno's now up all the way in the vent room for window, trying to see if there's any rotation. Spots a CT, unable to connect. UMX has a couple of players ready on Cat. Looks like they're going to try to take the B site, not before flashing connector a little bit and distracting towards the window room. Two players for UMX already up catwalk. Trade into kitchen. Sobo's coming out of B halls with the bomb. Sees one more player in the back of B. That's nothing. Sobo's able to take him down and plant the bomb. We're now left on a 2 versus 1 for UMX, with Chemsky, the backup, left alone, but not before taking out Steno. 1 versus 1. Chemsky versus Sobo. Already outside of the kitchen. Not sure where he is. Able to get the second headshot onto Sobo. Chemsky coming out strong, proving he's worthy backup. And definitely gonna be staying on the roster for seasons to come. Chemsky coming out absolutely huge, currently with a score of 10-0. So fun to see him doing well, especially right after that pistol round. Again, on pistol round for CT side, Need Sponsor. Chemsky was able to pull out 3 frags without dying. Very cool to see him playing big rounds against UMX. Semphis will get quickly traded in mid from Kiko. And it looks like this will be a little bit of a mid-A crunch from UMX. Coming up into the connector room quickly, but there will be 2 CTs here defending. As nothing's able to get Steno in the middle. Not before picking up Kiko, also getting the bomb down, and Sean Gares will solidify the round with his op. Need Sponsor only losing 2 guns that round. So an early score of 5-0. Poor UMX. UMX has been playing pretty strong, but it looks like their money is just going to be so hurt right now. Not having solidified a round of their own. Going to be forcing some deagles, and it looks like the bomb's going to be working towards B, with a deagle or 2 being sent towards a middle. We don't have the overlay prepared, but we do have UMX looking like they're working towards the B side of the map, which is on the right. And let's go ahead and stick with the defenders here for the CTs. We've got an op And we've got Swag's Cult here up in the B halls. Nothing's actually got that off. Exciting to see that from him. They will have the bomb down early on, and this is going to be a quick eco round again for Need Sponsor. So what UMX needs to do is really just stop buying those deals, and they really need to try to make a full gun attempt and try to mix up their strategies a little bit. Again, they've been doing a lot of predictable invite strats recently, at least within just this game so far. They've been doing the classic 1A, 1B, 1 middle, and then 2 going B halls to the under window side of middle. And that can be an okay thing if your team is hot, if they're on fire, but it doesn't seem like UMX has been hitting those shots that they need to be hitting. So just working all areas of the map and getting picks and then trying to hit middle later on hasn't been working for them. Let's go ahead and stick with Steno here. He's in the back of mid with 2 of his teammates already going into quick connector, nothing able to get a pick onto one of those teammates. As the catwalk is smoked off, should be a little bit harder for Nothing to hit those shots, but nothing is nothing. Jordan Gilbert can definitely see through that smoke. As an AWPer, very experienced player. Semphis onto Kiko in the A-bomb site. Bally's able to pick up Semphis. And Steno unable to connect onto that AWP, who's Nothing on catwalk, as he makes his way into the connector room. 2 versus 3 in favor of Need Sponsor. Flowsick able to get the bomb down in the A-bomb site. We're going to stick with him. Looking towards CT spawn, holding the default plant boxes for A. Spots a CT by the window room, able to pick up Nothing by the CT ramp. I'm not sure that Need Sponsor knows where Steno is yet. Flowstick, absolutely fantastic, able to capitalize on Sean Gares through the box. Swag turns around, picks up Steno, but Flowstick onto Swag, finally around for UMX. The score is going to be 6-1. Really big 3K there from Flowstick. That's going to really definitely change the whole pace of the game if they can follow up with a win on this round too. But Need Sponsor, again, they've had that foundation for the money set up for themselves after winning Pistol, the 2 rounds following, and then all the gun rounds except for the previous. So they will have money in the bank. Going to be really tough to challenge for UMX. Early pick here into the B hallways with that AWP. Not going to see any action. Default position here for the A-bomb site, looking at T-ramp. We've got a little bit of a connector push, spotting the under window B side of hallways. Ooh, and a real aggressive stack out of window room. Really trying to look at that under window bomb or area of the map. Definitely a position that is highly utilized by terrorists in all of their strategies, as a whole bunch of exchanges go on in middle. Flowsick here, able to get the bomb, but he's stuck in the back of middle. Going to try to have to get away from this white box, but Nothing's able to pick him up, getting the bomb down. Not sure if he knows that. As Paulie, the remaining member of UMX, in the 1 versus 2 against Nothing and Sean Gares. Sean Gares with the angle through connector, totally aware of Paulie's position, no doubt, because of his teammates' demise at the hands of Paulie in the A-bomb site. And that's definitely a huge loss for UMX. UMX, great job winning that gun round, but without following up and trying to really hurt the money of Need Sponsor, is just, it's not going to be enough to try to collect rounds for your team. In these save rounds, again, I agree with what UMX is doing on their saves. Now at least they're buying minimal deagles, but their likelihood of getting the bomb down and securing any sort of money is a lot less possible. Nothing able to get the quick pick onto the bomb, as Nothing and Swag seem to be doing this interesting little aggressive double upper B hallway thing with the AWP and back and the Colt moving up. They've done this numerous rounds. They haven't changed that up for a gun or an eco. They've kept that consistent, and it's been working out fantastically for them. And again, what Need Sponsor was doing in middle was perfectly countering what UMX was doing, along with many other teams for T-side. A lot of teams, including UMX, have been going through the B hallways with the bomb, or at least, 2 to 3 players, and then going underneath the window room to either boost into the window or to try to take connector. Worst case scenario, go back up towards catwalk, just to try to get into middle and have some numbers, or at least the bomb. But it hasn't been working, especially with Need Sponsor's aggressive double stack in the window room. And again, the quick push from Need Sponsor all the way down to T ramp. Cutting off the T ramp area of A totally gives the CTs a better idea of what's going on at the A bomb side of the map. But UMX is able to get 3 frags early on with only losing 1 member. They are going to boost into the window room here, as we see a CT Opera defender going into the window room and nothing is unable to connect. Zobo coming up huge that round. It looked like they did a little bit of an A split, and they did it a lot faster than what they usually were doing. UMX typically in past gun rounds, they've been trying to work again the middle area to try to feel out what they wanted to do, but this time it looked like they definitely committed much more aggressively and quickly towards the A bomb site, and it paid off. So I'm hoping that they'll try that again, as it looks like they won't. It looks like the bomb is going to be headed towards B, or maybe towards under. Yeah, they're going to be going under the window again with bomb and 2 players. Hopefully the CT setup won't be so aggressive for this kind of counter. No one's going to be in the window room as of yet. But the reason being because they have a CT nothing being pushed all the way up with another teammate, with Semphis spotting the B hallways, cutting them off completely before they can even get underneath the window room. That is a super aggressive stack, and is definitely just paid off, as Semphis was able to get a 2K and get the bomb down. So nearly an impossible round for Flowsick here, as he is right towards the bomb. He's going to pass it to not make that sound pickup in the 1 versus 3 against Need Sponsor. Looking in the middle, trying to get some sort of pick before going back and getting the bomb. Pushing all the way through the connector room is getting really risky now. He's really far away from the bomb. Again, it's in the B hallways underneath the window room. There's going to be a player from Need Sponsor underneath the balcony. That's Chemsky, able to pick up Flowsick. Wow, so a really aggressive round here from Need Sponsor in the past. They were doing that double window peek to try to see if the T's were coming from the B hallways to underneath window, and that had worked for them. And even if UMX was anticipating that, they were not nearly ready for the stack that Need Sponsor pulled off that round. They were still doing the same thing. Technically, Need Sponsor was still looking at underneath the window room to B hallways, but they were doing it much more aggressively, and that was just so difficult to predict, and UMX was just totally unprepared for that. So hats off to Need Sponsor. That's going to attribute to their current undefeated record, again, of 14-0. And if you're just tuning in, Need Sponsor is definitely no newcomers to ESEA. Their former team name is Back-to-Back Gaming. Again, the players from Need Sponsor made it a personal choice to leave Back-to-Back after the organization wasn't supporting them as desired. Galil's will prove to be a little successful, at least for Steno, before Paulie gets taken down by the hands of Swag. As it's currently a 3 versus 3 with the bomb in the hands of Kiko. Let's stick with him, who's working his way up catwalks, peeking through that connector, and he's going to pick up the frag onto Chemsky before a teammate can smoke off connector, but Chemsky's well aware of where the bomb is, and the bomb is going to be committing up to the B site through connector. Taking a peek through kitchen. All of kitchen window not broken, kind of cautious of maybe a CT playing defensively in an unique fashion. The bomb is going to go down, but Sean Gare's flanking from the upper B hallways real quick with the double headshot. Going to be playing real passively as he hears the remaining T, who is completely unaware that is Steno of Sean Gare's position. Sean with the flank. I'm not sure if Sean had pushed maybe out of window to under B hallways, that choke point that we've been talking about all game. But wow, what a quick flank from him. Really surprised UMX. UMX, you know, to their defense, they were able to get the bomb down. Not sure if we're going to see a couple of guns coming out here from them, as it looks like they're talking about it. Looks like we're going to see a couple of deagles. Real drastic kind of buy coming out from them with these deagles and nades. As we've seen in the past, their deagle saves have not proved to be any match for Need Sponsor's current full gun setups. UMX's gun rounds haven't even been successful against Need Sponsor, as the score is currently 10-2 in favor of Need Sponsor, formerly Back-to-Back Gaming. You see the bomb here going down. Soba was sitting on the T roof there, behind the A ramp. And it's going to be a real quick round. Again, another Deeg save round for UMX where they were unable to get any guns down from Need Sponsor. Quick frag run down. Swag is going to be holding a 20-5 kill to death score. Totally not surprised to see that from him. So interesting to see such a young player dominating such old school players from UMX that have just so much experience. His talent has just been proving to be so huge in every match. As we see, Sean Gares is going to be the one actually pushing down the T-ramp here. I'm not sure if he's been the one doing it for every gun round. I know Chemsky did it on pistol, but he's going to be moving right into the crosshairs of Flowsick, who is able to set up for that kind of a push. UMX definitely knows that Need Sponsor has been getting a lot of their information each round on CT by pushing the A ramp and really getting a feel for what's going on the A half of the bomb site early on in each round. So smart from Flowsick to do that, as they will be repositioning towards the A bomb site. Going to be a real quick take here as smokes and flashes come out. Really great to see after the fake from Flowsick. Falling back, but Swag able to capitalize on the only 2 kills up in the green halls, not before being traded by Steno, as the last 3 remaining members of UMX make it out of the A ramp. Steno able to pick up a second for the round. Already out of the A ramp, but completely blind. Need Sponsor is totally in position to do the retakes that they need, as they throw a couple of more smokes before making their way in from CT spawn. Interesting to see a member of Need Sponsor peeking from CT spawn so early on. Steno with his 3rd frag of the round onto Semphis in the connector room, able to get the bomb down now. As Nothing pushes up into the bomb site, it's now a 1 versus 1. Flowsick onto Nothing. Flowsick able to get Nothing in the 1 versus 1 with the bomb down. Gotta attribute that round both to Flowsick and to Steno. Flowsick's credibility doesn't just come from that final frag onto Nothing in the 1 versus 1. It definitely comes from that early pick onto Sean Gares, where he was set up knowing that Need Sponsor would make some sort of a push early on to try to gain information. And then not only did he get that pick, but Flowsick also fell back from this aggressive position here and made it look like he was just holding for the push before UMX retook A bomb site, completely splitting it as a 3-2. So excellent job from UMX trying to read what NS was doing as a whole, as Sean Gares takes out Semphis with a headshot of his AWP. I wish I had the voice command set up appropriately so we could hear what Sean said. Hopefully it was a long apology, as it won't prove to be too detrimental to the success of this final round, as Flowsick walks up the T-ramp and gets taken out by Chemsky. Score for the half is going to be 12-3 Need Sponsor. And Ultimax game is going to have to prove that they have just as strong a team inside as Need Sponsor, because Need Sponsor definitely brought their A game. UMX definitely had a game plan. I mean, they were doing that default invite strat we've seen, trying to split some players, including the bomb underneath the window room, trying to feel out what's going on in the middle of the map. But they were getting picked off. They were getting either their A or B solo players getting picked off, and it wasn't helping the numbers game at all for them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with Need Sponsor this round, hoping that their momentum from the previous half will help them in their first round for the terrorist half, as it looks like they're also going to be doing a 3-2 split towards the A bomb site. A couple of flashes maybe be coming out from the bottom of A ramp here. I see this Elite crew member had some sort of nade, so interesting to see what he's going to throw here. As we see, the bomb is going to be on the T-ramp with 3 members of Need Sponsor. The other 2 members of Need Sponsor are already out of green halls, not before Steno taking out Nothing from the connector side. And Need Sponsor is going to be pushing really aggressively already towards connector and the window room. 5 versus 2 for UMX, and Swag is left alone in the green halls with just a USB in hand, able to get 2 frags for Need Sponsor, but not before Sobel goes up the ladder and tells Swag to sit down, because they're looking to make this half just as successful as Need Sponsor CT half. So that was interesting. I mean, Need Sponsor tried to do a quick 3-2 split onto A. They did have the appropriate flashes in hand, but it looked as though they tried to push far back two individually. They tried to push the window room and the connector and CT spawn one by one instead of just grouping up and picking, hey, you know, let's all push CT spawn together and let's have 3 members doing that. 3 Glocks doing that would have been totally successful against, you know, 1 USP or even 2 USPs. But unfortunate that they split up on that. Sentis getting a great deagle headshot there onto Steno, not before getting taken down by Kiko, as it's going to be a quick 2-0 score for UMX in the second half. Again, the first half was 12-3 Need Sponsor. As we're looking at pretty much a full save here from NS. Setting up on the T-ramp, not much they're going to be able to do against these rifles. As Sean Gares is going to be with the bomb, with his 1 remaining teammate underneath the window room. He's going to be boosting his teammate into the window, but not before Kiko sees him. Able to shut that boost down really quickly, and Sean Gares is on the run, last man standing. No weapon in hand. He's got the bomb. He's got the flashlight on. 1 versus 4. The flashlight will hopefully blind UMX completely. But he's just going to go ahead, throw the bomb into ESEA. Here you go. You can have it. Trying to get some sort of frag. Not really too concerned about it, given their early lead from last half. So this is going to be the biggest round for UMX. For the entire game, this is going to be the first gun round on their attempt comeback for second half. They won pistol and all of the eco rounds following. Currently 3-0 for UMX. But again, they did lose last half 12-3. So this round they really need to pick up if they're going to secure any sort of momentum for the future for this half of the match. Quick frag from Flowsick. It looked like it was the T-ramp. Chemsky moving up, able to trade that frag. As it looks like NS is going to be committing completely towards the A bomb site as they're already out of T-ramp. A little bit of spam, which goes into the front of connector from NS. Chemsky with his second frag for the round. Coming up huge onto Steno. NS knows there's another member in CT spawn and a member of CT defenders in connector. Ooh, Sobo coming up huge onto Nothing, who just could not connect that AK recoil. As it's now a 2 versus 3 in favor of UMX. UMX on the retake. Paulie headshot onto Sean Gares. Swag at the bottom of T-ramp, able to pick up Sobo. Paulie's going to stick this defuse here completely. Swag hoping it's a fake. Unfortunately, it's not. Swag not finding it necessary to run all the way up and check. Wow, really important round for Swag to have just won. But unfortunately, he would assume that Paulie was faking the defuse. Paulie wouldn't fake the defuse. And really what Swag's reasoning there was, okay, I know I'm in a 1 versus 2 situation, the bomb's down, and I heard some sort of defuse noise. But hopefully they were faking it, and they're both trying to hunt me down instead of having one guy trying to hunt me down, and then if I was able to kill that one CT trying to defend the diffuser, then it would just be a 1v1 with myself and the diffuser. So it's an okay position to adopt, but it's really difficult to come out of those rounds knowing you've lost it and all you need to do is maybe peek out and get a couple of shots off. But, you know, there's no right way to play it. Paulie could have easily faked it. Interesting to see him completely commit to that. As Swag trying to redeem himself, walking up T-ramp, getting 3 frags onto A. All 3 entries, completely clearing out the bomb site. Definitely no sucker to failure. Can definitely prove that he's got what it takes, as again he was top fragging for a Need Sponsor all of last half. He's going to be top fragging currently for this half, and it's going to be, wow, just a big 4 frag round for Swag. Definitely feeling like shit after that 1v2 loss, but no doubt going to be redeeming himself in the round that we just saw, as he literally ran out of T-ramp, cleared out A bomb site, getting all 3 entries, and then getting the 4th headshot onto the remaining rotator from A. So the score is going to be 13-7 in favor of Need Sponsor. That's definitely not a round that UMX wanted to lose, especially at the hands of the revengeful Swag. Let's go ahead and see what NS is trying to do this round. Looks like they're also going to be doing a similar default strategy with a couple of players going underneath the window room, a player towards A and a player towards B, trying to get a better feel for middle. We'll see if they're able to pull off this default strategy a little bit better than UMX, maybe with a couple of different twists. It looks like the twist is going to be that the players from underneath window will throw a couple of nades into connector and maybe into window room, but then we'll double back towards B with the bomb real quickly. So hopefully drawing some sort of rotate from UMX over towards the A bomb site with all those nades coming in from the middle area of the bomb site. But Pauly coming up huge with the big triple kill from the back of B site before pushing out with that USP. Death by the hands of Sean Gears. Sean in an impossible 1 versus 3, or 1 versus 4, excuse me, as UMX picks up the counter round to Need Sponsor's momentum. So even though, alright, let's see, 2 rounds ago, Need Sponsor, Swag was in the 1 versus 2, he lost it. Next round, he's all pissed off. He goes out the T-ramp, gets 4 frags, including all 3 members of UMX in the A bomb site. Then the round thereafter, the previous round we just watched, UMX wins that round, countering all of Swag's momentum. This is totally back and forth on this half, as Need Sponsor definitely wants to pick up this round to try to keep trading rounds until they reach that 16-round mark, but UMX definitely not going to be going out without a fight, as it's currently a 3v2 in favor of UMX. Let's go ahead and stick with Sobo, who's trying to do that little LCD smoke glitch as he moves his way into a very open spot in the A bomb site, not before throwing a couple of bullets towards the A ramp. A couple of T's coming in by his side into the connector. That's Sean Gears, and it's now a 1 versus 2. Pauly going to try to defend the A bomb site here against Sean Gears, who's coming up the connector room, and Nothing, who has the bomb in hand. Nothing's going to be towards the middle B bomb site of the map as Pauly moves up. Not going to know that Sean Gears is still in the connector room. Was hoping that Sean Gears had pushed up into the A bomb site to try to reconvene with Nothing, but Nothing was going to be going towards the B bomb site regardless, since he had the bomb in hand, and Sean Gears was just looking around for Pauly, trying to do some damage to give Nothing some sort of an advantage going into that potential 1v1 take on the bomb. So it looks like a 4 spies coming in here from UMX, a couple of FAMASas, a couple of Deagles. Going to be really tough against Need Sponsors. AKs here, but UMX has been holding up so far this side. It is a 5-2, although it does feel really tradey. Sobo able to get that initial pick onto Swag's AK at the top of A ramp before falling back towards the CT spawn boxes. Real aggressive pushing from Steno, knowing that middle is completely clear, so there's either going to be some sort of B-hall take, some sort of A-hall take, or an under-window kind of split. This view is a terrorist trying to get some sort of peek and entry out of the green hallways, checking top boxes and connector, checking close balcony, going to be flashing underneath balcony before Nothing's able to walk up from the T-ramp, picking off all 3 members of UMX defending the A bomb site. Not as huge as Swag's 1v3 take on the A bomb site. Again, this is against UMX's half save, but it is going to be a 2 versus 2 here. Pauly coming out with the Deagle, 13 and 3. Let's go ahead and stick with him as he has a gun in hand, able to take out Shemsky. Coming up from CT spawn, Sean Gears onto Pauly. All left to a 1 versus 1. Sean Gears able to take out Kiko, not before throwing out some flare with his flashlight. A little on-off switch showing UMX what's up, and UMX is going to have to force some Deagles, trying to use whatever money they have to pull out some big defensive round. That is not likely to happen, as Need Sponsor only needs 1 more round to take the match. Current score is 15-8 in favor of Need Sponsor, as we're going to stick here with Swag up in the B hallways. Again, full going round for Need Sponsor, who has all the momentum and just needs 1 more round, and a half buy / low buy from UMX, who's trying to defend this round in order to make some sort of money boost for themselves for future rounds. But unlikely. Still, Pauly able to connect onto Swag as the entry pick into B. Kiko getting a pick as well in the B bomb site. There's going to be a bit of a rotation here into the kitchen, but what's going to be rotating is just a couple of Deagles. Kiko able to get 2 big Deagle rounds, and Sobo getting a frag of his own. as it's now a 4 versus 1. Sean Gares, the last member of NS remaining, able to get the initial pick, making it a 1 versus 3, able to spot one more in the B hallways, but Flowsick is able to pick up an AK, peek out of the B bomb site, and take Sean down at the catwalk. That's exactly what UMX needed. If they needed any round this match, it's going to be that one, as they're able to set up some sort of money foundation into the coming rounds. It's currently a score of 15-9 in favor of Need Sponsor. Didn't see too many guns coming from Need Sponsor. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like a couple of Deagles / Glocks coming out of the green hallways quickly with the bomb. Just trying to make it a really quick round, maybe get the bomb down, trying to get some money there, since they only need one more round to take the match. The bomb is going to go out with the bomb in hand. Chemsky trying to melee Flowsick, but forgets this is not Halo and cannot do so. Unfortunate for him. It is going to now be a full buy from Need Sponsor. And of course for UMX, since they won the past 2 rounds in a row. And what Need Sponsor is going to do this round is whatever they feel is most comfortable to whip out. They can take out their most secret weapon for Mirage here on T side, as they only need one more round to take the match. It looks like it's going to be a complete A take. We're going to see the standard 3-member defender from UMX on the A bomb site. We're going to stick here with Chemsky, point man up here in the green hallways, as he peeks out aggressively without throwing any flashes. Steno with a quick 2-frag headshot before being taken out by Nothing. Pico onto Sean. A bunch of trades here from UMX. Nothing going to be the last man standing in the 1 versus 3 against UMX. Let's stay with him. Playing with the ladder near the balcony room. Paulie's just going to say, hey man, stop going up and down that thing. I'm just going to throw a nade at your face and you're going to eat it. How'd it taste? I don't care. You're dead. So another round coming up from UMX. Really big defensive rounds coming in from them. This current score is going to be 15-11 in favor of Need Sponsor. Need Sponsor was really hoping to make that a real quick end of the match for them. I'm sure they want to go to bed or maybe scrim. I'm not sure. Prepare for ESEA LAN. Again, that's going to be taking place at the end of the month in Dallas, Texas, where we'll be seeing both of these teams attending, no doubt, as Need Sponsor has the #1 seed and UMX has the #2 seed. So big rivalry as we see UMX cleaning up a quick eco round here from NS's widespread middle stack. So now the score is 15-12. UMX was able to pick up at least the past 4 past rounds in a row. Excellent from them. They are, however, going to be challenged against a full buy round here from NS. As they will be kind of messing their strat up here, not really sure what they're trying to take. Sean Gares able to get the quick pick towards A. It looks like by how Nothing was running back and forth with the bomb and T-spawn, it looked as though NS is trying to call a more on-the-fly type of strategy opposed to saying, let's run this default, let's run our A take, let's run our B take. So they're really trying to play off of what UMX has been doing, but UMX is playing pretty default, with 3 members of their defenders towards A and 2 towards B. We are going to see the bomb falling back in the hands of Nothing towards B/middle, as it's just Nothing and Chemsky left in the 2 versus 4 against the fully equipped UMX. Nothing is quickly running towards the end of B hallways, as he'll go contested only at the hands of Paulie. Nothing unable to find Paulie right now. Paulie throwing out a quick flash. Nothing knows exactly where Paulie is. Paulie's going to be calling for his teammates to rotate as quickly as possible. They will, already having a rotation onto the catwalk. Nothing with a great angle onto Kiko from the B site onto catwalk. It is now a 1 versus 2 situation. The bomb is in hand for Nothing. UMX knows exactly where Nothing is, and Nothing's going to find at least one more remaining defender of UMX in the kitchen, but Steno's going to have a great angle onto that white box, the top of the white box, excuse me, from the catwalk area. So UMX winning again at least the past 5 or 6 rounds in a row, with Need Sponsor only needing 1 round. They've got 15 rounds in the bank. The current score is 15-13. What a great match. UMX is absolutely showing that they have just as strong, if not stronger, a CT side as Need Sponsor. As we're going to see a real low, quick buy coming out from Need Sponsor. Swag able to get 2 Galil shots real quick coming out of the A bomb site, but there's only going to be 2 remaining members, actually for both teams now, after Nothing's able to get that nade. Nothing with the bomb in hand. both members of NS already in the A bomb site. Again, it's a 2 versus 2. Need Sponsor just needs to win this one round to take the entire match. But Kiko coming in from the connector. Nothing. Still bomb in hand. Knows from that flash that the other remaining CT is in CT spawn. Trying to focus towards Kiko. Now taking a look towards CT spawn. No rush trying to get this bomb down. Sees the head of Kiko. Unable to connect. Is going to go for the bomb plant here. Likely going to spin around. Check CT spawn. Looking for that second remaining member of UMX. Kiko going down the hands of Nothing, and Nothing pulling off the absolutely huge 1 versus 2 against UMX, securing the bomb plant and both remaining headshots, getting the round, finalizing the score between Need Sponsor, again, that's back-to-back gaming, and UMX at 16-13. Wow, so Need Sponsor is going to be finishing the season here at a current score of 15-0, as UMX is going to finish off the regular season, or excuse me, they might each have another round, another match left for the season, but Need Sponsor is going to be 15-0 here after tonight's match, and UMX is going to be 12-4. Still very impressive as UMX holds their number 2 seed. Need Sponsor is actually going to be moving right into their match against SK. Hopefully in a couple of minutes, likely to be a couple of minute delay. We won't be casting that match, so if you're interested in spectating Need Sponsor versus SK, head over to ESEA.com and find the appropriate HLT VIP. We're going to be back here in just a couple of minutes with a post-game wrap-up. Stay tuned for that. But again, final score is going to be 16-13 in favor of Need Sponsor. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for the post-game analysis. Alright, I'm joined here by Semphis, member of Need Sponsor, formerly Back-to-Back Gaming. Currently, now their record is 15-0. Welcome, Semphis.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, thanks for joining us. A couple of questions. So, we saw a really strong CT side from you coming out 12-3. What was your general plan for CT side? Again, it was a really big half. We saw a lot of pushes from the window room down to underneath the window room. It looked like you were trying to get a better feel for maybe UMX's presence in middle. And we also saw a round where you did a two-man push underneath the window room where you guys snagged some big picks. So what was your strat? And were you always trying to cut off middle completely, or were you just trying to feel out something that round based off a hunch?
On CT, basically, obviously you guys probably saw that we were playing with Kemsky because Brendan's computer, or Elian's computer, is kind of screwed up right now. He gets like 40 FPS because his main computer is broken. So we figured we just have our fifth or our ringer guy play, right? And because he gets 100 FPS with recording and all that stuff. So our CT wasn't exactly the same as it normally would have been, but yeah, I mean, generally just try to control mid as much as we could. I mean, some of those lower pushes were kind of just not exactly planned. Swag just randomly ran down there one round, and then I went after him, and then it just worked out in the end. But that's what happens when you have a ringer playing, right? Stuff changes a lot from how you normally would play.
Absolutely. Would you say that using Chemsky as the ringer tonight affected your T side at all? It was kind of tough for you guys to come back on T side, but you were able to pick it off. I believe the score was 10-4 in favor of UMX, but that would secure the fourth round that you were able to pick up would solidify the round, or excuse me, the match for you as a whole. Did not having your normal fifth kind of throw off your T side as well?
Yeah, I think on T side we use, on a map like Mirage, it's similar to Nuke, where you kind of need to use full strats to get into sights. It's not one of those maps like, Dusty, you kind of just walk up cat, walk into B or out of mid, You need to use a lot more flashes and smokes and stuff. When you have a ringer, CT is not as hard because you just stick him in the spot that the guy that's not playing is playing in, and generally everyone else can just work around it. But on T side it always becomes harder, especially when you're playing a better team like UMX, who have all their setups and stuff down and ready for counter flashes and stuff, which, I mean, as you can see, our executes weren't exactly prime. We screwed up a couple of the strats too, so that didn't help.
Definitely. You could see that there were a couple of rounds where it looked like Chemsky was leading as point man out of green halls maybe, and your strats weren't as down packed as we've seen them throughout the regular season, but it looked to be okay. It looked like it really worked out pretty in your favor. And again, both your team and UMX had a really strong CT side. What was it that you found most difficult on T side to really just snag those 4 rounds? We saw a lot of kind of forced deagle rounds. Eventually you had one gun round where it looked like you split A really quickly and you just wanted to get the match over with, but you lost that one too. And UMX picked up 5 or 6 rounds in a row. What was your most difficult task at trying to complete the match for T side?
I think we lost one of the really early rounds when we had like a 3-on-5 by people kind of just playing stupid and pushing into the connector and into spawn, and we just got picked off and lost. And it might not seem like a big deal, but like when you let CTs build up really big amounts of money on a heavily CT-sided map, it just makes it harder when you don't have tons of money as T, because then they can start buying ops and stuff. But yeah, I think the early rounds when we kind of weren't playing 100% focused or what made it go on for so long, because if we just won that round they would have been broke and we would have built up our money instead of them,
Sure.
And instead we have to save, and then we lose a couple more rounds, which, I mean, they played good on those rounds. And then I thought, the one round that we rushed up the A ramp, just like sprinted up it was just because they don't have an op and they were playing like really far back for the most part. Like they only had one close and like one in the far back, and I mean we went up and we traded. We went 3 for 3 on the thing, but we just lost the 2v2. Honestly, like it's really hard to get the bomb down in that A site. If we would have got the bomb down in the 2v2, we probably would have won the round, but it's just too hard that some guy comes on CT ramp or whatever, and we don't have full nades, smokes, and stuff. And that's why I think the map is so hard on T. You need smokes and flashes to get the bomb down, because it's just impossible.
Definitely.
If you don't.
It's so hard to plant the bomb as a T on A, because those sight boxes aren't there like they were on Strike. So if you don't have those smokes, it's definitely impossible. Interesting to hear that if you had expected UMX to be really using their money and not have the ops to try to close that gap early on and really bolt out a T-ramp and try to close the gap onto the A-bomb site. So really insightful stuff. Thanks for joining us, Semphis. Again, unfortunately, we weren't able to have the ESEA broadcast app working fully tonight. That'll be up and running for the next match, which will be announced as soon as possible. Again, need sponsor greater than UMX. Need sponsor is going to be 15-0 right now for the season. Both teams are going to be holding the number 1 and number 2 slots for seeds, and we'll be definitely seeing both of them at the ESEA LAN at the end of the month. Thanks for tuning in. Again, thank you, Semphis, for joining us. Stay tuned to ESEAnews.com and ESEA.com as well.